Hello, lovely learners. So I hope you're doing alright. We are doing a new video. The topic of today is the gerund that comes after prepositions. Okay. It is lesson number 9, and I'm Zani Arowif from Kurtverbun. I want to thank you in advance for registering for our courses. So let's get started. So I should describe it here. What are prepositions, right? Prepositions are words that don't really mean anything alone. They have meaning when they are put in a sentence. There are many examples of prepositions, like f, for, about, in, on, at, and many others, right? So for the topic of today, we talk about how we use these prepositions with the gerund. And if you remember, I talked about the gerund in one of my other videos. You should check it out if you have difficulty understanding it. But it is basically a base form of a verb with ing added to it, right? It functions as a noun and takes all the responsibilities a noun takes in a sentence. Okay, so there are many types of uses of the gerund with the prepositions in different ways. I'll talk about a couple of those, and I'll give you as many examples as I feel is necessary to make you understand the topic. Okay, so in this first slide we talk about the independent prepositions, prepositions that actually mean something alone, that make sense alone. These prepositions, I've given you examples. They are without, on here, in spite of, right? In spite of. We have by, we have before, and we have after. These all can be used as prepositions, and they have other duties in the English language, but here our focus is on their position as a preposition. Okay, so look at this first sentence. I have my independent preposition here. This is my independent preposition, and then I have my gerund right after the preposition, right? So if I read the sentence to you, they ate the cake without telling me, without telling, right? This is my prepositional phrase, without telling. I have an independent preposition, then I have my gerund right after it. And it helps the reader understand the sentence better, and it's just a part of the language, and it's very necessary for you because it is used in a daily basis and it's very common in the language. Okay, so look at this this second example here. She was sad on hearing my departure, right? She was sad on hearing. On hearing is my prepositional phrase here, as you see, the clause. So on is my preposition and hearing is my gerund. She was sad on hearing my departure, right? She was sad about it, right? My third example here is in spite of, right? This is, the whole thing is a preposition in this case, right? In spite of, then I have the gerund showing. It comes from the verb show. Then you add ing to it. It becomes the gerund form of the verb, and then it's called a prepositional phrase with the preposition combined to it. So in spite of showing me the book, I did not agree, right? In spite of. This one is usually it creates a phrase, so it doesn't really stand alone in the sentence. So that's why we have another part of it to make sense of it. She has accumulated love by helping others. By helping is here is my preposition, and right, and this is my gerund, right? The gerund form. You should not help him before getting your money, right? Before getting your money. It's a shorter way of putting the sentence in. I could say you should not help him before you get your money. but we change that. We remove the subject, and we say before getting your money, because first it's obvious, and second it is, this way is more professional, and then in the other way you would need a comma, which is something you sometimes want to avoid. Okay. After eating dinner. After is my preposition. Eating is my gerund. After eating dinner, the children watch television, right? Watch television. So this is one form of using a preposition and a gerund. First, you have your independent preposition, then you have your gerund added to it. Okay, I hope that's clear. What about this form? We have another use of it. So in this case, it is when we have an adjective, then the preposition, then the gerund. Okay. For example, and a very important note, the adjective and the preposition are linked together. Okay, they're always together. They make sense together. So you should not forget these combinations. It is very good to remember them. Okay, it helps you speak like a native and just speak the language more fluently. All right. So the first one is afraid. It's adjective afraid. It's an adjective. Has the preposition of after it. Okay. So they are a combination, right? I'm afraid of something. You are afraid of something. They are afraid of something. They always come together. All right. This is my example. Lania is afraid of seeing snakes. So afraid is my adjective. F is my preposition, and seen is my gerund. All right. It is my gerund. Or angry about. I'm angry about something, or angry at somebody. So Tahir was angry about getting a low grade. Angry, adjective. About, preposition. Getting is my gerund. The verb is get, you add ing to it. Okay. So bad at, good at, clever at. Crazy about. Karine was crazy about watching tennis. Right. Crazy is my adjective. About is my preposition, and watching is my gerund, right? Italy is famous for. Famous is my adjective. For is my preposition, and having tasty food, right? Having is my gerund, right? The form of verb. I was fed up with talking to Arden. Right? I was fed up. Fed up means I was annoyed. I was tired, right? I didn't like it. I was fed up with talking to Arden. So fed up is my verb. It is my adjective. It's my adjective. I'm sorry. Without is my preposition, and talking is my gerund form of the verb. She was fond of solving math questions. Fond is my adjective. Fond of just means you love something. You have passion. You're passionate about something. So F is my preposition, and solving is my gerund, right? So here we go. This was our second combination between prepositions and gerunds. The third one is when you have an adjective, an adjective. Also, it's the same thing actually. I'm just giving you more examples. So these two are the same. I'm just giving you more examples here, right? More examples. I hope you go through this. Let me just go over one of them. Keen on, right? Jim is keen on drawing, right? He likes it, right? Keen on. So keen is my adjective, on is my preposition, and drawing is my gerund. The verb, the base form is draw, right? Draw. The dog is interested in eating meat, right? Interested, adjective. In is my preposition, and eating is my gerund. So this is my third usage of the combination between prepositions and gerunds. Okay. So this one is when you have a noun, then you have a preposition, then you have a gerund. So I'm not giving you examples here. I'm just giving you phrases, because it's not really necessary to come up with examples every time we have a deal like this. So my noun is advantage. My preposition is F and my gerund is helping. And we go on like this. We have many examples here. The most important part about this is that there are always more examples, and through practice you just learn how to use them. It's usually F, so you see FF, one here, one there. For, you have in, you have about, right? We have between. So it depends on the verb, the noun you have here. Okay, it depends on the noun. But usually there is a technique into learning it, but it takes a little bit time. What you should do, and what I did used to do, was just to memorize as much as I could of it. Then later on, I was able to create the form myself. But it takes time again, and it requires practice, which will take time. But it should not be hard for you, because the form is already noun, right? You have a noun, you have a preposition, and you have the gerund. But the whole process of learning might take some time. And now here we go. I'll go to my last type of the combination of prepositions and gerunds, and it's when you have a verb, a preposition, then a gerund, right? But in this one, I'm not really focusing on the gerund, because I'm not giving you any gerunds here. I am only giving you verbs combined with their prepositions associated with them. Accuse of, agree with, apologize for, believe in, blame for, complain about, concentrate on, congratulate somebody on something, right? Cope with, depend on, dream about, or feel like, get used to, insist on, look forward to, warn somebody against something. So all of these phrases are used together, and to be able to talk more fluently, you should be able to use them, right? You should be able to understand them and memorize them in a way. But the more you use them in your conversation, your writing, and your speaking, the better your knowledge about them becomes. Okay, so let me just go over it again one more time. So we have 4 combinations of prepositions and gerunds. Number 1, when you have an independent preposition with a gerund, examples. Number 2, when you have an adjective, a preposition, then a gerund, right? Number 3 is when you have a noun, then a preposition, then a gerund, examples, many of them. And number 4 is when you have a verb, a preposition, then you have your gerund. Okay, this lesson is more about memorization and practice than it is about understanding, and your ability to memorize them depends on how much you use them in your daily conversations. Try to use them with your friends and create groups, and use it with your friends on a daily basis, because learning the English language alone is a pretty dreadful task. It is very hard. But when you have other people around you sharing, the pain with you, it will look easier after a while. It will ease up on you, and then you will be able to learn quicker. At the beginning, it sounds like it is a lot, and it actually is. But after a while, it will get easy for you. I hope you continue your practice, and thanks for watching the video. Smiley face here. I'm very happy, and I urge you to practice and work hard. Okay, so thank you for watching the video, and have a good time.